Hello, welcome to day 71 of Bible in the Year, November 10th, with me, James. Um, I got a lot of stuff again from Leviticus. I got one thing from the New Testament and nothing from Psalms again. It was crazy. Me and Neil were talking about in work how loads of people are getting stuff from Leviticus, the one book nobody thought they'd get anything from. So I think that's just a point in itself. The fact that God is like, so what if you think you're not going to get anything from it? I'm still going to give you something from it. Um, the first thing I got from it though is when the fact that everything is so complicated. I mean, all these rules and regulations and everything, and especially when he started talking about maths and adding the years together, so and all that sort of stuff, and then working this out and working that out. Basically, what I got from that is the fact that God's already worked it out. He didn't just create the world and went along with it on a whim. He had a plan and a purpose for how the world was going to turn out and the rules that needed to be set in place. And he thought it all out specifically, so he made sure we could get it. Because there's nothing worse than a leader who doesn't have a clue what he's doing, and or she's doing. I don't want to be sexist. Um, so if God literally just like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? I've created the world. Oh, let's just make something up as we go along. No, he specifically laid it out in a set way that we knew we were following a God who knows what he's doing. Um, so I think that's the first point I pulled out from it. Also, basically, again, I'm glad God is in control, because I would suck being in control. Let's face it, all the rules and regulations, we're bound to forget one, or we're bound to not adhere to it properly, or something. So basically, I just got confidence about the fact that God's in control because He knows exactly what He's doing. Another thing as well is the fact that if you follow God's plans, you will be fruitful and safe. Basically, He's saying, look, if you do as I say, I'm going to bless you and protect you as any father would, or mother. But obviously, we see God as a father figure. Um, but yeah, I mean, like with Joel, if he does as I say, I want to do more for him and look out for him, for protect him. I still want to do that anyway, so that's where forgiveness comes in and grace and mercy. But it's a lot easier for God to give us good things if we do as He says. Don't want God to be angry with us. Um, Another thing as well, which really stood out to me, was the fact that God made a strong point about the fact that we are aliens and tenants in His land. It's the fact that we're renting it from Him in a way. We don't deserve to be here. We're just temporarily in this land until we go with our Creator. So, but we still have to look after what is His, not ours. And I think that was very important as well. Just the fact that, because sometimes we can get carried away with pride and everything else in our lives, that we think we're in total control. It's ours to do with what we want and what we will. But it's not. It's God's. We're just aliens and tenants in His land. So I thought that was really cool as well. Um, and there's another verse later on where it goes on and says about again, if we obey His commands, He will bless us abundantly, and basically our enemies are nothing to us. Where it says something like it is in here somewhere, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have read it. It says I will grant peace in the land. It's in Leviticus 26 verse 6. I'll grant peace in the land, and you will lie down, and no one will make you afraid. I will remove savage beasts from your land, and the sword will not pass through your country. You will pursue your enemies, and they will fall by the sword before you. 5 of you will chase 100, and 100 of you will chase 10,000, and your enemies will fall by the sword before you. And this is all about reward for being obedient to God. How basically nothing can stop us when we're doing God's will. And again, that's just encouragement to me, the fact that we do what God wants, and we're sorted. Plain and simple. He couldn't have made it another way. Yeah, so that's what I got from like even doing this Bible in a year. I mean, it is hard for me. I mean, it's like 7 minutes past 11. I'm shattered, but I know it's what God wants me to do. I mean, it's gonna step me out of my comfort zone. It's doing more for God, and I know I'm going to be protected by Him. And I'm not doing it for that, but it's reassuring to know that He is going to be there for me. Um, and he he basically goes on in the end, chapter 26, verse uh, 13, where he just finishes it off lovely, where he says, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, so that you would no longer be slaves to the Egyptians. I broke the bars of your yoke and enabled you to walk with head held high. It goes with sin. Basically, we were chained in sin. We were low. We were downtrodden. We were really bad. But God saved us from that. He broke our chains. He gave us a stature in Him. He gave us a position in Him. And I think that's just amazing. We need to honour Him for that, for the fact that we were nothing and yet He made us something. And I just think that is amazing. And the only thing I got from Mark was the fact where he said, it's in 16 verse 15 through to 17, where he said to them, go into all the world and preach the good news to all creation. Whoever believes and is baptized will be saved, but whoever does not believe will be condemned. And that's what he told the disciples to do. That's what he tells us to do, and that is it. There's no other way to get saved. Just believe. Hold on, yeah, I forgot what he said. That's good, isn't it? He said believe and be baptized. That is it. It's plain and simple. We too often complicate things by creating our own religions, our own rules and regulations, but God just says believe and be baptized and you will be saved. That's it. That's all you got to do. And I think we need to try and, as a Christian generation or a Christian faith or our standing with God, we need to just take a step back and go, no, it is as simple as that. Stop trying to make it out to be something hard to get. It's so easy to get with God. And we need to express that to the people we talk to about God, about the fact that it's nothing complicated. Just believe and be baptized. Have that connection with Him, and that's it. You don't have to do all these stupid, crazy things. It's just amazing just to believe and be baptized. So that's all my thoughts on what I got this week, and hope you've been blessed from it. And I shall see you again next week.